Alright, so today we're checking out the proper way to play Duke Nukem 3D World Tour, the 5th episode, Alien World Order. We're using the Raze source port instead of that fucked up Gearbox version. The Duke Nukem 3D World Tour 20th Anniversary Edition, first of all, it's too long of a fucking name, and secondly, it's a terrible port. I have issues with mouse aiming, I have issues with switching weapons, also it runs terribly when I try to record. The lighting that they offer in World Tour is pretty cool though, and I hope they add that into Raze. See, they have smooth mouse aiming right here. It's fantastic. Look how smooth this is compared to the World Tour edition. I love it. Because these levels are actually really good, and it's just a shame that they're on the World Tour edition of the game. So this source port is actually using ZDoom, which I found odd at first, and I was very skeptical of that, but it actually works really well. Look at this. It doesn't have the new lighting. Raze does not have the new lighting, unfortunately. It does have the new Duke Talk, which is nice, with the Raze source port, but it does not have the lighting that the World Tour port has. So hopefully they add that soon. But yeah, finally we can enjoy this brand new episode in a decent source port. I'd say it's probably my third favorite episode. I think Shrapnel City and LA Meltdown are better probably, but Alien World Order is definitely a great episode. Little Green Man Coffee Shop, that name reminds me of the Ozzy Osbourne song, Scary Little Green Man. And that's an awesome song, by the way, from his new Ordinary Man album. Alright, so there are the Fireflies, and they work perfectly, it seems. I mean, they're setting me alight, which is a pain in the ass, just like the original World Tour port. So as you walk across here, the environment changes. It actually teleports you, which is a pretty awesome detail. I remember this being a tricky encounter. Real dickish for a level 1. But still, it's a good first level. Okay, that's going to be an issue. Why isn't it just allowing me to quick save without the warning? So yeah, John St. John in this episode at least sounds pretty good, but when he re-recorded his Duke 3D lines from the original episodes, he just seemed off, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just bad direction. It probably is bad direction because, you know, Gearbox developed this port. Gearbox, man. I'm not saying they need to hand it over, but they need to hand the rights over to someone else. I'm not even saying like id Software. I don't know, maybe someone else. Just give someone a crack at making a fucking Duke Nukem game. I'm sick of the inactivity for Duke Nukem. I made a video called The End of Duke Nukem, which was basically a glorified episode review of this episode, Alien World Order. But I talked about how this might be the swan song of the Duke Nukem franchise. Oh shit, brutal placement. Which I'd be fine with, because this is a solid episode, but come on. I know it's a little more complicated than just, you know, making Doom 2016, but with Duke Nukem, but like, come on. My concern is just the gameplay and getting that right. That's my main concern for a new Duke Nukem game, and I don't know why I'm even talking about a new Duke Nukem game. Gearbox is never going to make one, man. Like, it is my favorite build engine game, Duke 3D. It really is. I know Blood is technically better, but I love Duke Nukem. What can I say? I grew up with Duke Nukem on the PC and the Xbox Live Arcade version. I've bought a ton of Duke Nukem 3D versions over the years, man. Including this shitload of fuck. I'm not talking about the Raze port, by the way. I'm talking about the World Tour edition. Yeah, it's cool that they made a new episode and they got, you know, Lee Jackson to compose the music, but like, come on. The port should have been better, there should have been all the expansions, and there should be a new Duke Nukem game. This came out in 2016. They've been toying with the idea of making a Duke Nukem movie. Nobody wants to see a Duke Nukem movie. Just reboot the franchise from the ground up, man. I don't know why I went on a rant about this, but I'm so glad that this World Tour edition exists because this new episode rocks. But the port itself sucks dick. But I love this episode. I really do. I think it's brilliant. I think it's masterful level design. All of these levels are pretty damn solid. Again, it's my third favorite episode. It goes LA Meltdown, Shrapnel City, Alien World Order, and then there's a tie between The Birth and Lunar Apocalypse. But I don't know, we'll see, I guess, but for right now, Duke Nukem is dead. So let's kill him. That's what fucking Gearbox basically did to Duke Nukem.